Good morning, everyone. Let me ask you a question, then I want you to be brutally honest with yourself. Do you spend more time appreciating what you have or worrying about what you don't? Because make no mistake, where you focus determines how you feel, and how you feel, that shapes the entire trajectory of your life. What you focus on has the power to shape your emotions, your actions, and ultimately your life. It's not just a motivational cliche, it's a principle that governs how our minds work. Think about it. Every single day, you're bombarded with countless experiences, challenges, and opportunities. Some are positive, others negative, and many fall somewhere in between. But your experience of those moments isn't determined by what happens. It's determined by what you focus on. Your mindset. If you've ever walked into a room full of people and zeroed in on the one person who didn't smile at you, then you know exactly what this means. Maybe 99 others were warm and welcoming, but if your mind locked onto that one indifferent face, your entire perception of the event could shift. Suddenly, it feels like you're being ignored, dismissed, or even rejected. The reality? That single person may have just been lost in thought, not even noticing your presence. But because your focus landed there, it colored your emotions and set the tone for your experience. Now imagine the reverse. You're in the same room, but instead of focusing on the one person who didn't acknowledge you, you notice the 99 others who smiled, nodded, or waved. How would that change your energy, your mood, your confidence? By shifting your focus, you take control of how you feel in that moment. This principle doesn't just apply to social interactions, it applies to every aspect of life. If you're constantly focusing on what's going wrong, what's missing, or what you lack, you're programming your mind to see problems everywhere. You could have 10 things going well, but if your focus is on the one thing that isn't, your entire experience becomes negative. You feel stressed, frustrated, or even defeated, not because your life is bad, but because your attention is fixated on the negative. This isn't about ignoring reality or pretending challenges don't exist. Life will always present difficulties, and some of them demand your attention. But there's a difference between addressing challenges and letting them dominate your focus. If you let your mind dwell on everything that's wrong, you lose sight of what's right. And when you lose sight of what's right, you lose the energy, motivation, and confidence needed to move forward. On the flip side, when you train yourself to focus on what's good, what's working, and what you already have, your energy shifts. You start noticing opportunities instead of obstacles. You feel more grateful, more resourceful, and more empowered. This isn't just a feel-good exercise. It's a way to condition your mind to see solutions where others see problems. Your focus determines your feelings, and your feelings drive your actions. If you're focused on scarcity, you're more likely to act from a place of fear, hesitation, or doubt. But when your focus is on abundance, on what you have and what's possible, you approach life with confidence, optimism, and determination. It's not about ignoring the tough stuff. It's about choosing to center your attention on what gives you strength rather than what drains it. What you focus on becomes your reality. It's the lens through which you see the world. And while you can't control everything that happens, you can always control what you choose to focus on. What you focus on has a profound impact on what grows and thrives in your life. It's a simple truth, yet incredibly powerful. What you give your energy, attention, and thoughts to will expand. This principle works whether you're conscious of it or not, which is why it's so crucial to be intentional about where you direct your focus. Sleep is the greatest place for your intense focus, no matter how busy or crazy you may find it. When you focus on abundance, positivity, and opportunities, you begin to notice more of them around you. It's not that the world magically changes, but your perception of it does. You become attuned to the possibilities that were always there but went unnoticed when your attention was elsewhere. On the other hand, when your focus is on what you lack or what's going wrong, your mind starts to filter out the good and hone in on everything that supports your sense of scarcity. This creates a cycle where the negative seems to grow larger and more overwhelming, not because it's multiplying, but because your focus amplifies it. Imagine you're trying to grow a garden. If you water only the weeds, they'll take over, choking out the flowers and plants you want to thrive. But if you consistently nourish the plants you want to grow, they'll flourish, eventually overshadowing the weeds. The same concept applies to your life. Your focus is like water. It nourishes whatever it touches. If you're constantly pouring your energy into thoughts of doubt, fear, or inadequacy, those feelings will grow stronger and dominate your mindset. But if you direct your attention to gratitude, possibility, and growth, those positive elements will begin to flourish. The challenge is that many people aren't even aware of what they're focusing on most of the time. Our minds are constantly at work, scanning our environment, replaying past events, or imagining future scenarios. Without conscious effort, it's easy to default to focusing on problems, obstacles, or unmet expectations. This happens not because we're negative by nature, but because our brains are wired to protect us by identifying threats. In the modern world, those threats often show up as worries about money, relationships, or personal achievements. However, just because this is the brain's default mode doesn't mean we're powerless to change it. Focus is a skill that can be trained and refined just like any other. The first step is awareness, taking a moment to notice where your mind goes when it's on autopilot. Are you dwelling on things you can't control? Are you obsessing over mistakes or failures? Or are you directing your energy towards solutions, lessons, and possibilities? Select a reprieve. Are you directing your energy towards solutions, lessons, and possibilities? Once you become aware of your focus, you have the power to shift it. This doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending problems don't exist. It means choosing to give more weight and energy to the aspects of your life that uplift and empower you. When you focus on abundance, your mind starts to identify more reasons to feel abundant. You begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles, and you find solutions where others see dead ends. This isn't wishful thinking, it's training your mind to become a tool for growth rather than a source of limitation. Your focus acts like a magnet, pulling similar thoughts, emotions, and experiences toward you. If you're constantly thinking about what you don't have, your mind will find more evidence to confirm that story. But when you focus on what you do have and what's possible, you create a momentum that builds on itself. You start to feel more confident, capable, and inspired, which in turn fuels your actions and decisions. And this is why the minute you begin to transform your life, you start to normalize. The key is consistency. Shifting your focus once or twice won't create lasting change, just like going to the gym a few times won't transform your body. It's about making a daily practice of aligning your attention with what you want to grow, whether it's through gratitude, visualization, or simply redirecting your thoughts when they wander into negativity. Every effort you make strengthens your ability to focus on what matters most. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools you have at your disposal. It isn't just about feeling thankful for the big things in life. It's about recognizing and appreciating the small, everyday blessings that often go unnoticed. Gratitude is more than just a feeling. It's a deliberate practice, a mindset, and a way of living that has the power to transform your perspective, your relationships, and your overall sense of fulfillment. When you make gratitude a consistent part of your life, you unlock a source of strength and positivity that can carry you through even the toughest challenges. When you think about gratitude, it might seem like a simple concept. You say thank you when someone does something kind, or you feel appreciative when something good happens. But true gratitude goes much deeper than that. It's about training your mind to look for the good in every situation, even when things aren't going your way. It's about shifting your focus from what's lacking to what's present, from what you wish you had to what you already possess. This shift doesn't just make you feel better in the moment. It rewires your brain to operate from a place of abundance rather than scarcity. Studies have shown that practicing gratitude has a measurable impact on mental and physical health. It reduces stress, improves sleep, strengthens relationships, and even boosts the immune system. But the benefits of gratitude go beyond the scientific data. On a personal level, gratitude changes the way you experience the world. It opens your eyes to beauty, joy, and possibility in places you might have overlooked before. It helps you realize that even in moments of struggle, there's always something to be thankful for. The challenge is that gratitude doesn't come naturally for most people. Our brains are wired to focus on problems and potential threats because that's what helped our ancestors survive. In today's world, that same survival mechanism can make us hyper-focused on what's missing or what's wrong. It takes conscious effort to break free from that default setting and train yourself to focus on what's right. But the effort is worth it because once you start practicing gratitude consistently, it becomes a habit. And that habit has the power to reshape your entire outlook on life. The important thing is this habit is going to enrich your life if you let it. One of the simplest ways to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, take a few minutes to write down 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be big or extraordinary. In fact, the smaller and more specific, the better. Maybe it's the sound of birds in the morning, the smile of a stranger, or the feeling of warmth in your favorite cup of coffee. By focusing on these moments, you train your brain to seek out and amplify the positive aspects of your day. Another powerful practice is expressing gratitude to others. When was the last time you told someone how much they mean to you? When you take the time to acknowledge and appreciate the people in your life, you not only deepen your connections with them, but you also reinforce your own sense of gratitude. Saying thank you isn't just polite, it's a way to create a ripple effect of positivity that spreads far beyond yourself. Gratitude isn't about ignoring the difficulties in your life. It's not about pretending everything is perfect or denying your struggles. Instead, it's about finding a way to appreciate the lessons and growth that come from those struggles. It's about recognizing that even in the midst of hardship, there's something to be learned, something to be gained, and something to be grateful for. This perspective doesn't just help you survive challenges, it helps you grow through them. Gratitude is a choice you make every day. It's not always easy, especially when life feels overwhelming or uncertain, but it's always worth it. When you choose gratitude, you choose to see the world through a lens of abundance, and that choice has the power to change everything. Growth is a natural part of life, and it's something that we all inherently desire, whether it's in our careers, relationships, personal development, or financial status. We want to improve, we want to achieve, and we want to become the best version of ourselves. But there's an important distinction to make between striving for growth and losing sight of the blessings we already have. The pursuit of more should never blind you to the richness of the present moment. This balance is what makes growth not just a goal, but a fulfilling and sustainable journey. When we focus solely on what's missing in our lives, we can easily fall into the trap of constant dissatisfaction. We tell ourselves that we'll be happy when we reach the next milestone, when we get that promotion, when we buy that dream house, or when we achieve a certain status. We put off our joy and fulfillment until something external happens. This mindset not only prevents us from enjoying the present, but it also makes happiness feel like an elusive, distant destination. But what if growth could be something that complements your current life, rather than something that distracts you from it? Desiring growth doesn't mean you have to wait for everything to be perfect. In fact, growth often comes from embracing imperfection, accepting where you are and realizing that you don't need to be someone else to move forward. It's about appreciating the small victories along the way and understanding that the journey itself holds just as much value as the destination. You don't have to settle for where you are, but you can still appreciate the progress you've made and the lessons you've learned. One of the biggest obstacles to growth is the belief that what we currently have is not enough. This belief keeps us stuck in a cycle of chasing after more without ever feeling truly fulfilled. We may have accomplished a lot, but instead of taking time to acknowledge it, we're already thinking about what we don't have yet. The key is to learn how to hold both things at once, the desire for more and the gratitude for what's already here. When you cultivate this mindset, you create a foundation of strength and self-worth that supports your ambitions rather than detracts from them. Growth doesn't have to come from a place of scarcity or lack. It can come from a place of abundance where you feel that you're already whole, already worthy, and already capable. It's about leveraging your current circumstances to propel yourself forward, knowing that you have the power to evolve and expand, but that you are not defined by what you've yet to achieve. The beauty of this approach is that it fuels a sense of possibility without the pressure of needing to be perfect or complete. In fact, the more you focus on what you do have, the more you empower yourself to grow. Gratitude for the present moment doesn't hinder ambition. It actually enhances it. It gives you the energy and clarity to pursue your goals with greater focus because you're not distracted by what you lack. Instead, you're fueled by a sense of contentment and purpose. You're driven not by a need to fill a void, but by a desire to expand upon the success and happiness that already exist in your life. There's also a deeper layer to growth that comes from embracing the challenges and setbacks along the way. Growth doesn't always happen in a straight line. It's often messy, non-linear, and full of unexpected detours. But those detours are just as much a part of the journey as the successes. When you can appreciate the lessons that come from your struggles, you begin to realize that growth doesn't just happen when things are going smoothly. It's often the tough moments, the failures, and the obstacles that teach us the most about ourselves. The pursuit of growth should never mean disregarding what you already have. Instead, it should be a process of adding to what's already in place, enriching your life with more knowledge, more experiences, and more opportunities. It's not about fixing what's wrong with you in your life. It's about enhancing what's already good and making it even better. Growth is a continual process, not a destination to be reached, but a way of living fully in every moment. Life is full of challenges. No one is exempt from them. Whether it's personal struggles, professional obstacles, health issues, or unexpected setbacks, it's part of being human. However, the way you approach these challenges can make all the difference in how you experience life. The key isn't avoiding challenges, it's developing a mindset that allows you to face them head on and use them as stepping stones for growth. Often, people get trapped in the idea that life should be easy, that things should flow without interruption or struggle. We see other people's successes and assume their path was smooth, free of hardship or doubt. But the truth is that every successful person, every person who has ever achieved greatness, has faced their own set of obstacles. It's how they respond to those challenges that defines their success, not the challenges themselves. When you focus only on the difficulties in your life, it's easy to become overwhelmed. You see every challenge as a roadblock, as something standing in the way of your happiness or your goals. This mindset keeps you stuck in a cycle of frustration, as you see problems as insurmountable walls rather than opportunities to learn, adapt, and grow. In contrast, when you change your perspective and focus on the opportunities within each challenge, you begin to see them not as hindrances, but as catalysts for growth. Challenges are a natural part of life. They aren't things that happen to you, they happen for you. It's in the midst of struggle that you often find your greatest growth. The difficulties you face test your strength, your resilience, and your ability to persevere. When you reframe challenges as opportunities for development, you stop seeing them as threats and start seeing them as lessons. Each obstacle, each hardship is a chance to learn something new about yourself, to refine your skills, and to build the mental and emotional muscle that will serve you in the future. The ability to face challenges with a positive mindset doesn't come naturally to everyone. It's something that needs to be cultivated and practiced over time. The first step is shifting from a victim mindset to one of empowerment. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I use this experience to grow stronger?" This mindset shift is transformative because it changes your focus from the problem to the solution, from what's missing to what's possible. When you stop focusing on the obstacles and instead focus on the possibilities, you open up a world of potential. You start to see that even the hardest moments are part of your journey, not a detour from it. You begin to recognize that every setback has a lesson, every failure a valuable insight, that the most successful people in the world didn't get to where they are because their lives were free of challenges. They got there because they faced their challenges with courage, tenacity, and an unwavering belief that they could overcome anything that came their way. This doesn't mean that challenges are easy to face. Of course they're not. But it does mean that when you focus on the growth they can bring, you develop the inner strength needed to navigate them with resilience. The more you practice this mindset, the more you begin to realize that life's challenges are not meant to break you. They are meant to shape you, to refine you, and to prepare you for what's ahead. Third, strength. As you continue to navigate life's ups and downs, remember that your power lies in how you respond. You can't control what life throws at you, but you can control how you choose to engage with it. When you focus on growth instead of defeat, you turn every challenge into a chance to expand your potential and move closer to your goals. The way you perceive the world is everything. It's not the circumstances that define your experience, but the lens through which you view them. The beauty of life, the richness of your journey is shaped by what you choose to focus on. Too often, people get stuck in a cycle of seeing only the challenges, the problems, and the lack in their lives. They allow their minds to focus on what's missing, whether it's money, relationships, career success, or health. And in doing so, they miss the abundance that already exists around them. What you focus on becomes your reality. If your mind is constantly focused on what you don't have, on what you feel is out of reach, then that will be your experience. Your thoughts will be consumed with scarcity, with lack, and your actions will reflect that. You'll find yourself chasing after things, constantly seeking fulfillment in external circumstances, and yet never feeling truly satisfied. You will know that you're not truly satisfied with what you find in your life. But when you shift your focus to what you have, to the abundance that already surrounds you, you begin to see the world through a completely different lens. Think about the simple act of gratitude. When you take the time to truly acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small, your entire outlook changes. You begin to notice the beauty in the ordinary, how the sunlight shines through your window, the comfort of a warm meal, the support of the people around you. These are all things that might have gone unnoticed before, simply because your focus was elsewhere. By shifting your focus to what is already abundant in your life, you open yourself up to even more of it. Focusing on abundance doesn't mean ignoring the challenges or pretending that everything is perfect. It means understanding that even in the face of difficulty, there are things to be grateful for. Even when things aren't going as planned, there are still opportunities for growth and learning. It's about finding the silver lining, the lesson, or the growth that comes from every situation. Disappointment, suffering, and surprise can all come from every situation. It's not about denying reality, it's about choosing to see it in a way that empowers you rather than drains you. When you focus on what you already have, you start to realize that you don't need to chase after things in order to feel complete. You are already whole, already worthy, and already capable. The key is not to seek happiness in the future or in the acquisition of things, but to recognize that happiness is something you can create in the present moment through your perspective and your choices. Seeing abundance doesn't just change your internal experience. It also influences your external reality. The more you focus on what's working in your life, the more you'll notice opportunities that were always there but went unnoticed. You'll find yourself attracting more of what you want, whether it's more success, more love, more health, or more joy. This is because your mind starts to filter the world through the lens of abundance, and as a result, you begin to see evidence of it everywhere. But it's important to remember that seeing abundance isn't about ignoring challenges or pretending that everything is easy. Life is full of ups and downs, and that's part of the experience. What you can control, however, is your focus. When you choose to focus on what's abundant, you give yourself the tools to navigate difficulties with a sense of resilience, optimism, and strength. You begin to understand that no matter what happens, you have the resources within you to overcome it and continue moving forward. The power of focus is immense. What you choose to give your attention to shapes your reality. If you focus on what's missing, you'll always feel like you're falling short. But when you focus on what you have, you begin to see that you already have everything you need to thrive. Abundance isn't something that comes to you in the future. It's something that's already here, waiting for you to notice it. All it takes is a shift in focus. In life, what you choose to focus on shapes your experience and determines the quality of your journey. If you focus on what you don't have or what's missing, you'll always feel incomplete and dissatisfied. But when you shift your focus to the abundance already present in your life, whether it's the blessings, the opportunities, or the growth you've already achieved, you open yourself up to a world of possibility and fulfillment. In 2018, a world of possibility and fulfillment. Gratitude, resilience, and the pursuit of growth all stem from this shift in focus. Life's challenges are inevitable, but they don't define you. They refine you. By embracing the power of focus, you take control of your narrative and empower yourself to move forward with confidence and purpose. It's not about waiting for the future to bring you what you want, but about realizing that everything you need is already within reach if only you choose to see it. That's the end of part one. Part two.